My name is Mark Templeton. I'm Principal Trombone with the London Philharmonic Orchestra. There are several key positions in the orchestra, or chairs. So the first horn chair and the first trombone chair and timpani chair, and then seats that are sponsored by people. And the orchestra has approached people, or people have approached the orchestra who have an interest in that seat or that instrument. So for instance, my chair sponsor, Victoria Roby, chairman, she found that this very generous gentleman, William De Winter, who had an interest in trombone. He used to play trombone when he was little, and he's really interested in music. I mean, he came to a dinner and spotted when the two violinists were doing a duet together that was a transcription of a piano piece, and he said, "Well, why didn't you play the second development?" You know, and they didn't expect anyone there to understand what was going on. This man is so keen on music and just loves it. When a chair sponsor gets involved with the orchestra, then it's hoped that because they have an interest in that instrument, that field, and also that they're buddied with a like-minded person as well, that there will be links outside and away from the orchestra. So for instance, when William, my chair sponsor, comes down to Glyndebourne, he always lets me know and we'll have a picnic together. And his wife Alex as well, she's really fun, and she's not so hot into classical music, but we'll spend more time talking about sort of dance and rock music and things like that. So he last time he brought some friends down to Glyndebourne, and you know, I hung out with those, and he's got a nice house that he invited me to, you know, for dinner and things. So it's just getting more. Getting to know each other really, and that's what they get is actually a real link with someone in the orchestra.
My name is Martin Homan. I'm a first violinist in the London Philharmonic Orchestra. I've got to know so many great supporters of the orchestra over the years, and really some of them have been there for the last 30 or 40 years, supporting the orchestra in not always just with money, but with advice, and it's just been great to be part of that group. We are there to make the guests on that evening or their concert day feel welcome, give them something extra to think about when they go away, and sometimes it takes a year or so for someone to come to concerts and to establish this relationship. We can't expect that even if they had a great night once, that immediately there will be a result. Sometimes it takes a long time, and it takes nurturing these relationships.
Some musicians are kind of good at throwing themselves in with both feet and just meeting people and getting on with people, and some people seem a bit more reticent to do that. And especially since I joined the board, I thought it was a bit more my duty to speak to people, because these people come to concerts, and they will bring guests with them, and they'll bring people with them that they might have lots of money that they would like to spend on the arts. They might just come for fun, and we can't kind of be holding the begging bowl out all the time. But if people like coming to concerts and like the environment that they get there, like the corporate bar that we have, and they know they're going to meet players, and they can bring people up and meet players. Oh, you know, I've met this person, and like Victoria Sharp or people from our team will say, oh, come and meet this person. You know, this will be good. And meet this person, and it's quite nice chatting to people who some of them don't have lots of interest in the arts. Some of them have loads of interest in the arts, and some of them know more about music than me. It was good fun talking to these people. Actually, I like it.
It can be quite intimidating, but I found very quickly that these people have such a huge interest in the welfare of the LPO that it was easy to connect with them.
I do get a nice feeling that I'm doing something that I find quite easy to help the orchestra and benefit the orchestra, because like I said, some people, some musicians aren't going to go up to people and say, "Well, can you give us some money?" And some people aren't very good at going to the corporate bar, just finding people that are by themselves and going up and saying, "Hello, who are you?" But this orchestra is very good at that, and I think more musicians that can that are good at it and have links and can go up to people and say, oh, hello, and just chat, then when people come to the concerts and they feel welcome and they feel welcomed into the institution, they're much more likely to kind of do the work for us in a little way and help bring the funds in. And there's lots of little things musicians can do.
We have to remind ourselves that for the audience to get a little bit of us, get to know us better and have some sort of a personal relationship with some of the players is invaluable. And not just from a fundraising perspective, but from the perspective of being an open-minded, friendly orchestra that welcomes their audiences in is very important.